Oscar nominations are out, and the lack of diversity is once again a flashpoint as no people of color were nominated in the Best Actor, Actress, Supporting Actor, or Supporting Actress categories, and no films featuring African-American actors were nominated for Best Picture.
It's not my birthday.
My mama's up here somewhere, I don't know, she'll scream. There she is.
So this is what the multiverse looks like.
Thank you to the Academy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to the Academy.
In this video, we'll talk about the barriers women of color have faced, the efforts that have been made or not made to address this, and how that information can help us interpret what's going on today.
That makes, okay, no, and in the favor of whites. I'm not saying it's the actor's fault. I'm saying it's whoever's running this, because clearly to me it's just pure racism. And to me, I'm not going to say that in account. Oh, because we have standards to work on. Oh, because this is what the people vote on. Make it right. Are we cheating here? We really need to start thinking about how we perceive to others and how we're going to treat others, because at this point clearly it's not working. Because at this point you might as well just say black or ethnic minority groups and just be in favor of white people, because that's what it clearly looks like to me. Why do you think people are less likely to be able to name minorities Oscars nominees?
For me, to be honest with you, black actresses do well, and the fear, for me, that's my perception, the fear of black people might take over the whole kind of film industry. That's the thing. So always what they do to put you at the background or to put you down, not to climb up the ladder to where you're supposed to be. That's, for me, that's my perception.
How do you feel about the Oscars ignoring people of color?
I think it's really bad, because no matter what film or TV program that we have today, there's people of color in them fields. And some films, they've got head actors and actresses that should be awarded an Oscar.
I don't think it's very good, but it's been like that for centuries, and I understand that it's meant to be making a change, but we have yet to see that change.
Oscars so white. In the words of April Rain, who coined the phrase in frustration after another year passed by with no acting nominations for people of color, Oscars So White is about asking inclusive questions when staffing films. From the actors cast to the boom operators and craft services teams hired, it's about providing opportunities to talented craftspeople from groups not usually included. The lack of diversity in Hollywood is a real problem that has to be reckoned with in a serious way. One way to do that is to understand how we got here in the first place, and because this channel deals in actresses, I thought I'd demonstrate how ingrained racism is in the history of entertainment through the Best Actress category. In 2002, Halle Berry became the first, and as of this publication, only woman of color to win the Best Actress Oscar, a fact that raises several questions. What happened in 2002 that made her win possible? Why did it take so long? And why hasn't it happened again? We can see her career and Oscar story as extensions of the challenges African-American women have faced in Hollywood since the beginning of cinema. Her role, the film, the discourse about her as a contender, and the reaction to her win all point to Hollywood's failure to better the experience of Black women in major systemic ways, showing that, as Donna Murch wrote in Black Film and Culture, greater visibility does not always equal greater power.
I think it's terrible. They should be more inclusive, and I'm not happy with it at all.
Can you name any white Oscar nominees?
Colin Farrell, Hugh Grant.
What changes can be made to make the Oscar nominations more inclusive?
I think they probably need to look at the people who are making the decisions on the Oscars. I'm not sure who's involved with that, but I think if you had a more diverse base, you may get more ethnic minorities nominated, hopefully. So I think there needs to be a change of the structure to help with that.
Oscars, but outside of the Oscars, I think people of colour have been marginalised for a very long time. And I remember as a child watching the Oscars and, you know, it being an occasion of wonder and excitement to see who was going to pick up an award. But as an adult, if I'm honest, I don't really watch the Oscars.
Yeah.
And I think that it's an ongoing issue in terms of representation of people of colour who are picking up awards. We've had some nominations, definitely.
Okay.
And I think just last year, well no, actually this year, I think it was a good time for our Asian people from our Asian background. They picked up 2 awards, I think.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Very, very first time that they've won an award for Best Actress. I think that was Michelle Yeoh for in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I watched, and it's a really good film, by the way. However, when it comes to people of colour, generally I find that they are not accurately represented in the broad spectrum of roles that we have within the media, within the film industry, and that's a shame, I think.
Thank you, Academy.
Our fellow nominees, you guys are our heroes. This is weird.
Thank you to the Academy for recognizing the superhero that is a black woman.
To my brilliant and beautiful wife, Ani. If all this shiny stuff and tuxedos goes away, I would just love to do laundry and taxes with you for the rest of my life.
We just won an Oscar together!
There is greatness in every single person. It doesn't matter who they are. You have a genius that is waiting to erupt. You just need to find the right people to unlock that. Thank you so much to everyone who has unlocked my genius.
Dreams are something you have to believe in. I almost gave up on mine. To all of you out there, please keep your dreams alive.
How do you feel about like black film within the Oscars?
I think maybe what needs to happen is that I think we have come a very long way from where we were. But I think evidently there needs to be more time for progression. Okay. And in that, I believe maybe more producers and those who are writing stuff need to come more to the forefront. Okay, we've had Black Panther, we've had a few more, you know, different genres of and it's more like black artists, but probably needs to be more producers that their work gets exposed, and you know, it's good enough to be presented to the Oscars, and the Oscars take that into consideration.
Can you name any ethnic minorities Oscar nominees?
Well, there's been plenty of nominees. What have you had? If we go back from Sidney Poitier to Will Smith to what's her name, Halle Berry. There's been a few nominees.
I would say the guy from Black Panther.
Oh, Chad,
I can't remember his second name.
Yeah.
He should have got an Oscar for what he did for that film and
Yeah.
what that film portrayed.
Yeah.
People like Denzel Washington, who's had impact through films, they should be nominated through film because they have leading roles. People like what's his name, Morgan Freeman as well.
Yeah.
Pivotal people in movies.
Yeah.
I believe that some of them films that they make should be nominated for Oscars.
Recently, actually, did Angela Bassett recently get one? Was it at the Oscars?
Yeah.
After years, I mean, she's a really good actress as well.
So we've got Chiwetel Ejiofor, who was in 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
We have got, there was a young man who used to attend this college, and he was in Star Wars. I think first and foremostly, there needs to be just a wider discussion on what's going on within the award ceremony at the moment.
Yeah.
And perhaps by just promoting and raising awareness to the disparities in those who are picking up awards, then maybe those who are in power and able to affect changes will make the changes that will be beneficial to everybody.
In like The Little Mermaid, like how do you feel about the black
You know what's really amazing about that? My niece, actually, she's a dancer, but she's a real good dancer, brilliant dancer, and very supple. And she actually was the silhouette for the new Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid director Rob Marshall addressed the racist backlash Halle Bailey has faced since being cast as Ariel. He said there was no agenda during the casting and that they auditioned every ethnicity for the role before deciding on singer Halle Bailey. The goal, he explained, was to find someone, quote, incredibly strong, passionate, beautiful, smart, clever, and with a great deal of fire and joy. Marshall said Bailey had all of those qualities plus the voice needed for the role of Ariel. Quote, that voice is something that is so signature and so ethereal and so beautiful that it captures the heart of Eric, and he looks for her for the entire film. When Disney announced the casting for their live-action remake, many praised Bailey for landing the lead role given her vocal abilities and for the representation it would bring. Quote, I wasn't anticipating that because in a way, I felt like we've moved so far past that kind of thing, but then you realize in a way we haven't. It was very moving for me to see how important this kind of casting is for the world, Marshall said.
Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science, fellow members of the motion picture industry, and honored guests. This is one of the happiest moments of my life.
Because it is a long journey to this moment.
This is ours. Thank you.
Got a clay for me, now I got the model for him.
I come from New York. As a little kid, I lived in the projects. And you're the people I watched. You're the people made me want to be.
40 years I've been chasing Sydney. They finally give it to me. What they do? They give it to him the same night.
That's to Ray Charles. Give it up for Ray Charles and his beautiful...
My desire to connect to everyone.
I have to just take this moment in. I cannot believe this. Look what God can do. I would like to thank the Academy for showing that it can be about the performance and not the politics.
When I look down at this golden statue, may it remind me and every little child that no matter where you're from, your dreams are valid. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Father God.
From the bottom of my heart, I thank you all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I want to thank you.
I thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, world.
This moment is for Dorothy Dandridge, Lena Horne, Diane Carroll. It's for the women that stand beside me, Jada Pinkett, Angela Bassett, Vivica Fox, and it's for every nameless, faceless woman of color that now has a chance because his door tonight has been opened.